Hey, what's up, everyone? It's TJ. Real quick, before Peter and I get started, if you would do me a huge solid and hit that subscribe button, we are climbing and climbing and climbing, and we want you to be a true friend of the podcast and help us boost our content to other wrestling fans so that we can all get together and talk about how not fake wrestling is. All right, thanks. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to How's This Fake? It's me, TJ, joined by Miggy, and forget about it. Forget about Chris coming back on. Forget about the Trivia Titans rematch, or the, title match we were going to have. We got on Vito Fratelli. How you doing?
Good, brother. Thanks for having me on. It's
Hey,
the
thanks for being
Sicilian
here.
powerhouse, Vito. Forget about it, Fratelli.
I love it.
Damn. Are you from Italy?
My family is from Sicily, Italy. Yeah, a little fishing city called Trepido.
Very cool.
Have you ever been
Yeah,
there?
no, unfortunately, I haven't.
Oh, damn. Well, when you
I
go,
wish.
I'll come with you if you want me to.
Yeah,
We'll
dude,
see how
let's
the
do
interview
it.
goes.
My
Well,
family I think my family's Sicilian too. I don't know. We're some type of I'm pretty sure we're Sicilian and Napoli Don.
Okay.
I don't know. I got a pretty decent Italian stallion tattoo though.
Oh, there you go, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Miggy's rooting for you in this title match you got
Exactly.
coming up in 2 days.
Man, big time title match, three-way dance, Jack Cartwheel, Jordan Cruz. But check this out. You're talking to the first ever DreamSlam heavyweight champion. And not only am I the first ever, but I held that belt for over 2 years long.
Oh, that's a reign.
That's a reign. That's a real reign. Jordan Cruz, he's probably been champ, what, a year, less than a year?
He's been champ
Less
less
than
than
a
a
year.
year.
And like every single time he's won because of one person.
Yeah,
And it
we know
wasn't
all
him.
about that person.
Enoch the Enlightened. That guy.
Yeah,
Jerk.
That
exactly.
guy.
Forget about it.
So you recently had a match against Jordan Cruz for the title, and like you said, Enoch, he's the whole reason why you didn't get the victory that night. And I was there, by the way. It was garbage. It ruined my evening, but whatever. But you have another opportunity, but they're throwing this monkey wrench in with Jack Cartwheel. How's that? And then you still got Enoch who could show up. So
Right.
it's basically like you versus three other guys instead of two guys. So how are
Yes.
you prepping for this match? How you thinking going into it?
So the thing with me and Jack, like me and Jack go way back. 5 years ago, right
Oh,
after COVID happened, like everywhere in Southern California, every little show that started coming back, Lucha Libre, like we were fighting every single time. And we fought for about a year straight, 2021, 2022, a little bit into 2023, but our first time in Mexico was with each other. Our first time wrestling in Tijuana was with each other.
Wow.
I lost my hair to him like 4 years ago. I beat him for a championship 5 years ago. So like we've had this like dramatic history, and it's been a really long time since we've been in the ring together.
you think you guys will partner up against the common enemy here? Or do you think, well, it's every man for himself, and I got enough bad blood with you? How do you think you'll gel with them a little bit? What do you think?
I think it's hard to say. Definitely like in those three-way dance situations, you got to go have your head on your swivel. And then you talk about Enoch being thrown into the equation. Um, who knows what's going to happen? I'm sure our common enemy will be Enoch more than Jordan Cruz at this point.
Um, Miggy, what do you got for him?
I say you put Enoch through a table.
I
That's
said
how you
forget
Light it
about
on
it. Just
fire.
That's how that's
powerbomb
how
him
you
through a
start the whole
table.
match off. Let the two of them fight it out at the beginning of the match. You just jump out of the match. You just jump right out of the ring, put Enoch right through a table. You had nothing to worry about.
I think
I
that's a
like it.
damn good idea. I think we should
I
make that happen.
agree.
I'll help you set up the table if you need it.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't need it. You were the Dream Slam champ for 2 years. So I gotta ask you. You said you held the title for over 2 years. Did was Wicket the one that took it off your hands?
Yeah, so that situation was Wicked, Jordan Cruz, and myself in a three-way dance. And
Oh
in the
wow.
same building that we're going into.
At the Deli Center. Man, that place is going to be packed. I'm so excited for Luchapalooza. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Huge matches all night long. And for us to cap it off in that heavyweight title, like it's gonna be phenomenal night.
Dude, I'm stoked. Miggy, I want to hear you ask Vito here the question that you always ask our guests because I could just listen to this guy talk forever. He's a vibe.
So I do. I wanted to get into. I have a question before I get to this question.
Okay.
Okay, so my question is this: you had a pretty cool thing happen to you in your professional wrestling career, one that many professional wrestlers will never get the chance to have. You have been featured on the PWI 500. I just want to know what that experience was like for you when you found out you were gonna be, in this immortalized in this list of amazing professional wrestlers.
Man, so 2023 and 2024, 2 years in a row, I was listed in the PWI 500. So probably since like 2019, that's been a goal of mine, a huge goal, because like growing up as a kid, like I idolized Bret Hart, and like he went like 2 years back to back as number one. So I was like,
Yep.
dude, like now that I'm really doing this, like, and independent wrestling is a big part of it, I want to rank in that top 500 PWI. And year after year, it was kind of a letdown. Like 2022, I had over like 130 matches that year. And I had
Wow.
like 6, 7 championships, wrestled everywhere, did all this stuff. And I was like, oh, for sure, this is my year. This year, I'm going to crack that top 500. And it didn't happen. So it was very like hurtful inside of me, it hurt my pride a bit, And 2023 comes along, and literally the morning of, I'm checking. I'm checking online. I'm trying to find that top 500. I buy the magazine online. I look page after page after page, and finally found myself. And like it
Nice.
was like almost like a burden was lifted off of my shoulders, but like I was happy, I was proud, I was grateful. Like to me, that was one of the biggest moments like in my wrestling career.
Oh, I could imagine.
And
That's cool,
it's
Man, that's
man.
something
awesome.
like I'll never forget. And being able to do it twice is, like you said, there's a lot of people that never even get to see that. So I've been featured in magazines like in Mexico, in Boxy Lucha out there, and now being featured in the PWI Top 500. Like I don't know, it was huge. It's a huge full circle moment for me.
Well, I mean, judging by your little backdrop there, you've got a couple accomplishments under your belt
I
or
got a few
your
things
belt.
going on.
So can you can
Man,
you can you do a little show and tell?
let's see what we got.
Oh heck yeah.
So this right
Forget
here,
about it.
this is from IWRG Arena Naucalpan in Mexico City.
Oh,
This is
wow.
like a world famous arena that's been running for about
Yeah.
60 years. And they did a World Lucha Libre Championship tournament. And they got people like literally from all over the world, different countries, different places,
That's
um,
awesome.
and
Nimrod.
competed in this tournament. And man, at the end of the tournament, I was the one that got to take this home. The first night, I had to fight 3 matches. So back to back to back,
Jeez.
3 matches at one night. And that was just to like compete our group. They did like group A and group B. And then like on the second night, they did the finals of group B, from group A to group B. So like that first night, the last guy I fought was a wrestler named Tona Lee from Mexico City. He's actually one of the champions in the Crash right now. And
Okay.
it was like the third match of the night, Mexico City's high elevation. So when high elevation is around, like your breathing is way
Yeah.
harder, your cardio is way harder. And after my third match, I fought this guy who was like literally one of the best wrestlers they had that actually came from that arena. So like we went like 30 minutes
Jeez.
after fighting two
Wow.
matches before that. So that was a huge test. And then in the finals, I fought a guy named Hellboy, and he's like this badass like rock and roll kind of vampiro style character, and he got bloodied up in an earlier match. So right away, target on his head, I ripped his bandages off, beat him down, bloodied him up some more, and took that match. Like I ended up like power bombing him off the top rope to win that tournament.
Dude,
So
that's
it was
awesome.
amazing. That's actually what probably put me on the map to get me be listed in the PWI Top 500
PWI, yeah, for sure.
because that's what they talked about the IWRG and that tournament.
That's so cool that you get to that you can say that you've wrestled in, first of all, internationally, but with in famous arenas, going over against their homegrown guys. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like in the world of lucha libre, I've literally wrestled like every legend there is, every top guy, every name, all their kids, all the juniors. Like I fought them all, whether it's like Santo, Blue Demon, Wagner, La
Wow.
Parca, like
Yeah, the
even
the picture
guys that are
you
on like WWE right now, like Penta, freaking Dragon Lee, Lindsay Dorado. I fought all those guys
Ooh,
before.
Lindsay
the
Dorado's a pretty cool dude. I got to talk to him a little bit. Super nice guy.
Yeah, we had a banger in Oxnard maybe probably like 3 years ago. I think it was actually right after that Arena Naucalpan tournament.
man.
That's awesome.
So
So,
oh, go ahead, Miggy. Go ahead.
well, I was going to ask you that then. I mean, what out of all, so you've had, hundreds of matches at this point throughout your career. Is there a favorite match that you've had so far?
Man, and that's
It's a loaded question, I know.
for sure. There's one match that definitely sticks out above, and it might not be for like what happened in those 20 minutes, but more about like the journey, the story, like getting to that moment. And it was against Blue Demon Jr. and it was like a
That's
one-on-one
awesome.
match in Auditorio de Tijuana in front of like 5,000 people, and it was for their heavyweight title out there.
Man,
That's
how
awesome.
cool. Blue Demon Jr., dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, the man, like 40 years wrestling for 40 years. This guy's the man.
Hmm.
Like if you talk about like the biggest names in Lucha Libre, it's Santo and Blue Demon. That's like Superman and Batman.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
and
He
I've got to wrestle them both.
That's awesome. Yeah, he just put on, and I didn't get to go. The night before a Double or Nothing though. Out here in Arizona, he put on like a tribute show.
Okay,
And it was for free, and the amount of people that went and just said that that was their whole highlight of the weekend, is being able to see him.
that's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that dude like he gave me everything that night. Like he bled. Like I busted him open. I got to rip his mask. Like we're fighting in the crowd. There's a moment in that match where we're fighting in the audience, and I smash him with the beer in the head. Another fan tried to hand me a beer. I smack it out of his hand, and literally you can see like beers just flying from every direction, hitting me in the face, hitting me in the head.
I
Like
love it.
20 beers got thrown at me that night. Like in that like 15-second moment in the audience. And there was like
That's
people like,
awesome.
oh, you got to get back in the ring. They're going to start a riot. Like, you need to get back in now. It was wild. It was freaking wild. But
I'm
like,
a
you,
huge
you go beat, you go beat up like the top guy out there, and
Yeah.
you're embarrassing him and hitting him with chairs and smashing beers on his face. Like, you're gonna piss people off real good. And that
Hmm.
was
no, for
like the
sure.
best heat, I've ever got
I
for
was gonna
sure.
say I was a huge WCW fan when I was a kid. I didn't watch WWF until they were WWE. Um, and
Oh, really?
one of my I guess ECW did it too, but I didn't. I was because I was so young, I didn't even really know about ECW. But one of my favorite things about WCW was when the fans would throw beer in the ring, and it just made it seem so much more like I remember when Goldberg beat Hogan on Nitro, and there's like 30,000 people there because they're in a football stadium,
Yeah.
and Goldberg picks him up for the jackhammer. You see the toilet paper going in the back and the
Yeah.
beer in the oh dude, it was so fucking I'm marking out. I'm marking out, Vito. Damn it.
Heck yeah. The moment, man, a huge moment in my wrestling career. And like because of that match, I was looked at in a different light by promoters, by other wrestlers, by other people in the business. And like from that match in Tijuana, I got to go to Mexico City for the first time, and like I got to fight Blue Demon in like three other famous arenas, um and it was just amazing, like how everything just happened. Because even like that day, I wasn't even scheduled to fight him. I had another undercard match, and
Wow.
the guy he was supposed to fight didn't show up, and they were like, "You're gonna do it." I was like, "What?"
Yes,
You
please.
know. But dude, I was like, "Oh, he's ribbing me. Like the promoter's full of shit. Like he's not really gonna put me and Demon together."
Yeah,
But I get to the back, I see the call sheet, and I was like, "Oh man, it's really happening."
that's awesome.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm gonna ask Miggy's question because I don't know how
Yes.
much time is left. We're not running out of time, but I just don't know how much because there's no clock on here. So what made you become a wrestling fan? Like what's your earliest memory where you're like, I want to do the damn thing. This is it.
The
Like,
moment you fell in love with the art that is professional wrestling.
if
Man,
there is a moment?
honestly, I don't know if there's a moment, but I remember wrestling as long as I can remember anything. And my mom actually did some wrestling,
Oh
Oh no
wow.
shit.
but it was like crazy, like women's like bar, like pool full of whipped cream, baby oil, like that kind of wrestling. But she actually did wrestling, so I was like, "Oh, my mom's a wrestler. Let me watch wrestling." Like I loved wrestling like ever since a kid, and like Bret Hart always been my
That's
guy.
awesome.
Nice.
So
That's
he
a
was like
badass tattoo.
the first person that like I hooked onto immediately. And he was like the clean cut good guy, pink and black, cool shades, like everything was just like leather jacket, like shake hands with all the fans, champion, superstar. So like right away it was Bret Hart.
So
Did you happen to see what Bret Hart said recently about how other wrestlers should just try to copy him?
I saw some quote about that, but I didn't really like hear or anything else from whatever interview that came from.
Yeah, that's pretty. I don't know verbatim what he said, but that was the point he was making. But
Yeah.
yeah.
do you Bret Hart being your guy, you got him tattooed and stuff. How much of your in ring work do you try to? I don't want to say copy Bret Hart, but how much does what he's done in the ring influence what you do?
As far as like move set goes, absolutely none of it. I think where his influence hits me is realism. You know, like the stiff shots, like staying snug, like
Yeah.
giving it to them. That's where his influence hit me is the realism portion of it. Because you look at his matches 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, like they still stand the test of time. Like you could pick any time period from a Bret Hart match and be like, wow, like this is great wrestling. This feels like a fight.
That's the lately on the show we've been talking about because we review like Raw and Dynamite, all the shows, and we've been talking about how we're kind of like bored with a lot of it. There's some stuff that we're into right now, but we're bored with a lot of it. My boredom comes from almost every single match just looks like a dance, and I wish they
Mm,
looked a little bit more like Bret Hart.
absolutely.
We even talked
Absolutely.
a couple weeks back when we were talking WrestleMania and how Bret Hart and Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10 is easily one of the best matches that have ever taken place in professional wrestling history. And I mean, you were saying, every single Bret Hart match, you see that, but that's a pure example of how good not only Bret Hart was, but Owen Hart as well, and how just great the wrestling and the technical aspect of all of the everything that they did was.
Absolutely. And like those two guys at that point never worked, or as far as we know, never worked, like never worked on TV, never like went
Mm-hmm.
against each other. But like for their first time going at it, their brothers, like they're gonna give it to each other. They're going to
Yep.
be pushing each other and pushing that envelope. And like, there's some like slaps in the face that are just like, wow, you know?
Yeah. And I'm sure the fact that they were brothers, they didn't mind being a little extra stiff because
Absolutely.
I've been kicking your ass my whole life, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you have a favorite Bret Hart match? You hear my voice
Um,
crack like I'm a
Yeah.
13-year-old boy. I'm gonna edit that part out to put the auto tune up on that one. I'm
I would
sick. I
say
told
the
you.
Iron Man match versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 12.
I mean,
Just the
yeah.
fact
Perfect
that
match.
they pulled that match off and it was entertaining, and like literally the last like 20 minutes of that match, the pace just kept going higher and higher and higher.
Mhm.
And they were like, to go that 60 minutes, to go that extra like whatever 2 or 3 minutes it was after that, like they killed it that night. And
And that was the very
that's like my
first
favorite
Iron
match
Man
of all
match,
time.
right?
At least like what they called it, right? For that gimmick. I know
Yeah.
like everybody
Okay.
says Flair was like the 60-minute man, and that was like a normal for him. But as far as like televised WWF, like what I knew, yeah, that was the first
Yeah.
ever.
I gotta say, my favorite Bret Hart match, or at least the one that's coming to mind that hasn't been mentioned, is Bret Hart and Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 8.
Oh, dude, crazy.
Piper's we don't talk about Piper enough, but that dude was on a whole nother level. He
Yeah,
was
that
like
guy's
the
energy,
first
his
MJF.
intensity,
Yeah.
Yep.
for real.
But
Yeah,
dude, let's talk about you some more. Cause what what is there to say about Bret Hart that hasn't been said? We're
right.
here to talk
For
about
that.
Vito Fratelli. So besides DreamSlam and this title opportunity, are you wrestling anywhere else? You got any dates on the calendar?
Oh, for sure. Got a ton of dates on the calendar. After DreamSlam, the day after, I'm wrestling at New Tradition Lucha Libre. It's in Palmdale. We got a
Okay.
big time match. I'm tagging up with Chandler Hopkins. He's from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling,
Yep.
and
I know that name.
we're taking on like a New Japan team of Royce Isaac and TJ Perkins.
Wow.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
so there's a huge tag match coming up,
Dude, that's
and
awesome.
next month I think at also at New Tradition Lucha Libre they're doing like this big crazy war games match, 2 rings, double cage, the whole shebang. So I'm trying to get myself in that mix.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be dangerous but fun dangerous.
Right, right. And doing those gimmick matches, like uh it's fun. It's something to check off that bucket list, you know. Like I've done ladder matches, table matches, cage matches, dog collar matches, all that hair matches, all that stuff. So war games in an independent level, that's just like blows my mind. You know, the two
I was
rings,
gonna
the
say.
giant cage. So they're doing that in Lancaster, and hopefully, you know, we're gonna probably draw like over 1,000 people at that show.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, so that's gonna be
That's
huge.
awesome. What's the name of our show is How Is This Fake? I got the name because I used on my personal Instagram, I used to post wrestling clips. And if it was something like Bret Hart, right? And Roddy Piper, where it was just like, how is this fake? But
Right,
then, I'd post something like, Kenny Omega and the blow up doll. And then I'd also say, how is this fake? So it's
right.
just, kind of thing. So you're talking about all these, crazy matches you've been in, all these different stipulations. Is there ever been a time where you're like, "Holy shit, this is really dangerous," or that you got really hurt from something like that? Like anything?
Um, like luckily I've never had any injuries, nothing like major.
I'm
No,
knocking on
no,
wood for you.
right? Nothing big time, never broke a bone wrestling, besides like my nose, you know, but nothing anything major. Had a concussion or two here and there, but nothing that took me out of, you know, out of business. So as far as like going into a match, like fearing it, no, definitely like I love the thrill. Like that's why we're doing it, you know. We love being in that ring, we love performing. And when you get to do those type of stipulation matches, it just adds more fuel to the fire.
For sure.
Definitely like matches that I was looking forward to that were stipulation matches. Like I wrestled TJ Perkins 1-on-1 in a steel cage match. That was awesome.
Nice.
Uh Alexander Hammerstone, we had like a street fight, falls count anywhere, no DQ match. That was like something that was huge for me that I looked
That's
forward to.
awesome.
Yeah, so
He's our Arizona boy.
yep.
Yeah, Miggy's in Arizona.
I'm in Arizona.
I'm out
sorry,
here
yeah.
in the Inland Empire.
Okay. Yeah, Hammerstone
Works.
actually has the belt at NTLL, that company, and he took it from me, so I'm trying to get
wow.
that back.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to get
jerk.
that back. He's been ducking me. He's been dodging me.
Well, you got to get out there. Miggy will give you a place to stay.
Yeah, you can come stay here and get him on his home turf.
Right? Find him at like
Sneak
AWF
attack.
or one of those
Yeah,
companies.
yeah. What's it called? He's at all. I mean, I think he's all over. I think I've seen him at every single Arizona independent wrestling company at some point.
Right.
But I don't know where we're at on time. But I do want to get to one more thing that I think is important, especially for this DreamSlam show. Because again, we're holding it back in. You got the DreamSlam show coming up this weekend. You got a big title match. What words do you have for Jordan Cruz and for Jack Cartwheel, letting them know you're not the one to mess with?
I'm ready for this.
Jack, you and I both know the history we've had together. And you and I both know as many times as we've got in the ring and as many times as I had my hand lifted after. I know I can beat you. I know I have beat you. You know I can beat you. And that's enough as it is. Jordan Cruz, if you didn't have your little buddy, your little manager, Enoch the Enlightened behind you, there's no way you would have beat me in that steel cage match. And everybody there knew it. Your time is up as champion. The championship is coming back home to Vito Fratelli, back home where it belongs. And if you got a problem with that, forget about it. Huh?
I love it. I love how you put man in quotes for Enoch, because Enoch has been dodging me too. I don't know if you know this or not, but I am the How Is This Fake podcast Trivia Titans champion of the world.
That's true.
And I have been trying to challenge Enoch. I have offered up title match after title match after title match to this man to come on for trivia, and he thinks he's better than us. He's too good. He's too good for our championship, he says. At least that's what I think he says, out with his wrestling school and hanging out with his buddy Honorable Honest John, or whatever we're calling him these days. But
wow, you're just going for everybody here.
I'm going for everybody. What's it called? I challenged him too. He doesn't listen to the podcast though, so no, but all jokes aside, we appreciate you coming on, man. We're excited for your match. If people want to stay up to date with what you're doing, where can they find you?
Real Vito Fratelli on Instagram, V Fratelli on Twitter, and Vito Fratelli on Facebook.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Guys, you can catch Vito Fratelli. You just heard him. You just heard what he had to say. You can catch him this Friday night. I think bell time's at 5. I think it's at 5. But he's in the main event, so you can show up a little bit late. It's all right.
Yep.
Catch him kicking the asses of Jack Cartwheel, Jordan Cruz, and hopefully Enoch the Enlightened, winning back the title that he gave to DreamSlam. He held that thing for 2 years and it's coming back home. Friend of the podcast, Vito Fratelli. Catch him at the Delhi Center this Friday. I'll be there with the booth of power and the banner. And yeah, Vito, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, thanks, brother.
Forget about it.
Hey, you know what's hilarious? Before I hang up, I had leftover spaghetti for lunch.
Ooh.
So did I. So did I.
All right, everyone. We will catch you Friday night, and then I think Biggie and I are going to talk on Sunday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. Later, everyone.
Later.